Hey, what's up guys, it's that time of week again, and I will be reviewing Naruto Chapter 640. This chapter was overall not bad. It was a fighting chapter once again, so there isn't really much to analyze, just cool things to point out. However, as the title suggests, this chapter has more Rin shit in it. And as you guys know, I love, not Obito, but Toby before he was turned out to be Obito. Now this is kind of my break between the two characters is probably very similar to how a lot of people feel. I really liked Toby when he was basically portraying himself as Madara and all this other stuff, because Rin wasn't necessarily attached to his past, his reasons for doing whatever he was doing, and there was a whole mystery aspect of him. Now, even though this guy has continually stated that I'm not doing this because, well, not continually, but he stated to Kakashi, I'm not doing this because of Rin and you and all this other shit. Basically, I'm doing this because I don't like the Shinobi system. I think that we get it to the point where it's just getting at least for me, it's getting a little annoying that every time he's having some sort of internal monologue, he's thinking about Rin. He's not thinking about anything else about the Shinobi system or any of this other shit. It's always Rin, and, you know, occasionally Minato and Kakashi. And it's getting a little old, but hopefully he'll become more of a badass character. What happens at the end of this chapter, he basically regains full control over the Jubi, or at least it presumed full control over the Jubi. While he's inside, or we see this internal vision of him being ripped apart in this, and it's kind of weird because I wasn't sure what the hell I was seeing when I was reading the chapter, but he's being ripped apart by the Jubi, or by, I guess, by his mind. I think it's some sort of, it's not like his body's physically being ripped apart, it's like a mental thing, and his mind's like breaking apart under the Jubi's pressure or power. And when he comes to the end of this, to the last portion, you see a picture, and each time he loses a limb, the picture, which contains both himself, Kakashi, Rin, and Minato, basically his team as a kid, it's ripping as well. So when his arm goes, he's removed from the picture. When his other arm goes, Kakashi's removed from the picture. Then when his top half is removed, Minato is removed from the picture. And then when his lower half is, like, I guess the only thing left, it's just Rin there, and her picture, the portion of her is like being like split in half. And basically it's just symbolizing his memories like fragmenting. And I guess really what kicks him back into control is when because Minato is charging him, and Minato is about to attack him, and they both kind of have simultaneous flashbacks of when Obito wasn't such a douchebag, and Obito regains control because he realizes at some point, he says, "Who are you?" to Minato, and he kind of just regains control. Not really sure how he does it, but it looks like he more or less remembers who he is and why he's become a dick. And so he turns into something that looks similar to the Sage of Six Paths, I guess. He still looks kind of like part snake or tree man or whatever the fuck, with the fake side of his body that was grafted onto him by Madara. But he's sort of evolving, and I think that eventually the cloak will fully form and everything, and he'll have sort of the full scale power of the Sage of Six Paths, because as we know, the Jubi has not evolved yet, or at least it never reached its final form, and I don't know if it's going to reach its final form really at this point, or if it has reached its final form right now. This maybe we'll find out in a couple chapters. But basically he takes on a transformation and looks even more like a sage, and he has a little staff, he's got the little horn looking things coming out of his head, and he's got like Biju bombs like surrounding him. If anybody's ever played Dark Souls, there's like a special spell where it has like these homing soul arrows around you, and like when you run around a certain enemy, you can target them and it fires the arrows at him. He's got like these Biju bombs going around his body, right? Like forming like not a shield, but just kind of an aura, I guess. You'll probably see the picture. It'll probably be the thumbnail I'm gonna use for this video. I haven't decided yet, but so yeah, he transforms. And before I go into the end of the chapter, I'm going to kick back to the beginning, because as you guys know, with fighting chapters, I don't script shit, and so I just kind of go around and talk about the things that come to mind and expand upon that. So, at the beginning of the chapter, remember how we saw, they look like Naruto and Sasuke are about to get destroyed by Obito. And what they do to save themselves, and because it looks like when Obito transformed, the Flying Thunder God's seal that Minato placed on him disappeared. It's gone. So Minato couldn't teleport to them and pull him out of the situation. So Naruto grabs Sasuke with his chakra arm, and he grabs his dad, or Minato, behind him with his chakra arm, so that now that they're making contact, Minato can place a seal on them and teleport everybody away. So they do that. It's like an instant transmission moment, really. That's what they do. And he teleports him away to another kunai. And that's how they escape that. And then Minato is basically saying, we got to kill this dude or finish him before he takes full control of the Jubi. Because they notice that the Jubi, that the Jubi is in control of Jubito. And I'm just going to go back and forth between Jubito and Obito. Whatever comes out is what I'm saying. And so they're like, we got to kill him. And that's when the cutscene starts, not the cutscene, the flashbacks start in, is when Minato's going to use that crazy long-ass technique that I really don't feel like reading the name, but that he's going to use with the 6 Flying Thunder God Kunai. And that's when the flashbacks start happening, and he's charging at him, and that's pretty much it. And yeah, Obito, to add to his sort of insanity at the moment, he's firing random Jubi bombs or tail beast bombs off into the, like, really nowhere and misfiring and shit, and he's like killing himself to a certain extent with his own like power. So that's kind of when they realize, yeah, there's definitely we can beat him if he stays like this. We got to kill him before he takes control. He takes control. So skipping back to the end of the chapter, Minato charges Jubito, and when he gains control, he goes to slice him with his Flying Thunder God Kunai, but the staff that Jubito is holding, he cuts through the kunai and removes Minato's arm. Now Minato teleports away so that he doesn't get blown up by a Jubi bomb. However, somehow Obito looks like he can stick Jubi bombs on people like it's a sticky bomb from Call of Duty or some shit. Sticks it on Minato, and Minato teleported back to Sasuke and Naruto, and he's like missing an arm, and he's got the bomb sitting like floating next to him, and he's like, oh shit, I didn't see this. Because Minato's like, okay, we're good, we're safe, and then Obito's like, no, how about you look at your arm, and there's a bomb just chilling there, and so it's about to go off, and that's the end of the chapter. So pretty basic chapter. Is just kind of Obito evolves into his next state. He uses the next ability or whatever, a new ability, which is kind of the same but just a new way of releasing it. And then we also see that the Flying Thunder God Seal is no longer bound to Obito. We don't know if that means he can put it back on him later or what. It's just he's no longer bound to it, so Minato won't be able to freely teleport to him throughout this entire fight. Will that change things? Probably change up how he reacts. Now, who do I think is going to save them from the situation? Well, I don't think that Sasuke Susanoo is strong enough to withstand that bomb, which, considering the fact that it's like probably going to be one of the ultimate quote-unquote like Biju bombs. I mean, it's fired from the Jubi. I don't think that the Sasuke Susanoo is going to be able to withstand it and protect everybody. But who knows? It might. Kishi might pull out some bullshit. We know Minato's fine. He can teleport away. He can leave his son and Sasuke to die if he wants, but he won't. And Naruto, I don't think that... I mean, yes, Naruto's fast, but I don't think that he'll be able to freaking bullet out of there fast enough to escape the explosion. So it could be that we could have one of the Kages revive when they come back from their Edo Tensei form just to sort of save everybody. Or the previous Kages, the Kages that got that Madara bent over, could arrive and somehow save them. Gaara could maybe suppress this explosion with the sand. I highly, highly, highly doubt that. But again, Kishimoto has a tendency of doing things that don't really make sense and then force them to make sense later. But yeah, that's it for the chapter. I mean, it was a fight chapter. Not really much else. It was interesting. Did I prefer last week's chapter? Kinda. Both chapters, Naruto fight chapters, I have somewhat of a problem with because I just feel like the drawings are sometimes hard to follow. Like with Minato or Obito suddenly being ripped in half into pieces and shit in his head. That was just weird and felt like I was on drugs or something. But whatever. Yeah, that's it. I'm done now. I'm going to quit ranting about this chapter. Sanosuke Hattori here. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. I will be doing more, as I said, and I'll have actually another video coming out on Friday, which won't be a review. It's actually going to be some ranked battles for Storm 3. Anyway, guys, I'm Sanosuke, as I said already, and I'm out. Peace.